For the past year now, I've been in the works of turning this van into a luxury home. Full off-grid power, solar panels, shore connection, a heater, an AC unit, all the electricity that you'd have in a normal house, I can compact into this van. I got all this electricity, all this power in my van, but the van build is not done yet. I have all of my wires, but I need to cover them up. And I also need to have storage for my stuff too. My game plan is to build some cabinets to cover the wires and cover all the ugly stuff, because let's face it, in my van I have some stuff in here that may not make sense right now because it's not fully installed yet, but I can see the vision, and I'm going to complete part of my vision in this video. I'm going to do a series where I design this large cabinet, and it's going to cover the main part in my van that still makes my van kind of look like a homeless man shack as opposed to a luxury home. So this right here, this is the wall that I'm talking about right here. I want to board all this stuff up. These 2x4s I built in the past, and this is going to help support my cabinets. But I got these wires here that are just in the way. This insulation, it just looks ugly. We got some wires that are just still kind of hanging down, and we got some flexible conduit that gets in the way and just makes it all look ugly. And then on top of that, this is my real only storage area where I keep my bags. I have more bags. I got a bag over here too, but I just stack my bags up really high, and then when I'm driving they just fall over. So that's not real official. What's gonna make this official is if I can scoot this inverter a little bit to the right if I need to, and then just build a massive cabinet right here, very tall cabinet. Below, about 6 inches up off the floor, I'm gonna have a little pull-out drawer here. Above it, I wanna have my large water tank so I can drink my filtered water on the road. A lot of water nowadays is being leached with estrogens, microplastics, chemicals, and all this other junk, and we're just drinking it. So I got this filter that filters out all of that. It filters out everything. It filters out all the good, all the bad, so there's nothing but just straight up water. And then what happens is it goes through a mineral cartridge where it takes it through all these lodestones that your body's supposed to be drinking, and it remineralizes your water. Drinking water like that's gonna help me get jacked, because you gotta think, I bodybuild, but I base my bodybuilding off of testosterone. Testosterone's a big contributing factor on whether or not you're gonna build muscle or not as a male. Because you gotta think, if your body is taking in all these chemicals, all these estrogens, all these microplastics, you're giving your body a hard time to digest and excrete and go through the waste and all of this other junk. But the healthier you are, the less work your body's gonna have to do when it comes to these processes. I can get into this in I can make a whole video about that. Long story short, I want that water in my van. So I'll be ordering a large water tank that'll probably take up most of this wall here, and then above it, whatever spare room I have left is going to be like a pull-out pantry for all my spices, my oils, my snacks, whatever, fruits. So I'll have my pantry up top, my water tank in the middle, and then just a little access pull-out drawer on the bottom. The pull-out drawer on the bottom is so it can actually elevate my water tank a little bit higher, so I could actually fit my water jugs underneath the spigot and actually fill it up completely fully to the brim. If I have the water tank sitting on the very bottom, I won't be able to do that. So I'll have that mini storage compartment underneath, and then this will just be like my first stage. So like, think of it like this. We got this beam here, and then we got this beam here. This is gonna be phase 1, and then this will be phase 2, and then this will be phase 3. So right now we're on phase 1. Phase 2 is gonna be like some gym equipment and stuff up here. And right where this milk crate is, this milk crate can just go bye-bye once I build the actual cabinet itself. And then I still need access to my breaker panel. I put this in a really bad spot, but it's gonna waste time moving this thing to a different location. Just ready to get this van build just finished. This is good enough. Phase 3 is gonna be like cooking stuff, like pots, pans, etc. Just for cooking, because we got my stove right here. But it's big plans, and you have to organize it, and you have to have phases when you're doing stuff like this. You know, I'm getting all worked up about phase 2, but my main focus is going to be phase 1 right now. So for phase 1, 2, and 3, we're going to use the tape measure first things first. And we're going to measure out everything, because we're doing a little box here, right? So we're going to measure the width, the full width of the box, and then we're going to measure out the full height, and we're going to make sure that we can get a water tank that'll fit here with room for a pantry, right? Because my pantry is going to be, I'm gonna guess my pantry is gonna be about 12 inches high, and then my bottom pull-out drawer is probably gonna be about 8 inches high. So I'm gonna come through here, I'm gonna take all types of measurements, and then I'm actually gonna move it into a computer program that I used. I'm gonna show you right now. This is what I've been using to create the rough idea. Here I got a replica of my van. It doesn't look like an exact replica, but it's good enough for me to understand. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is our rough idea. But here's what we are building. Next to the sink is this tall cabinet. This is what we are building. But now, if we type in SketchUp, start modeling, free 3D modeling, start modeling. This is what I've been using mainly for the build itself. In order to start modeling for free, you need to create a Trimble account. But what I like about this, I have this one built from the past. This is the actual sink that I'm sitting on right now. And if I zoom in, you can see how accurate you can get to these measurements here. I can click on this line here, zoom in, and man, you can get so close to this. You can go, let's see what we can do here. Let's see if I can go. So it goes by 1/16 of an inch. Let's see if it goes by 1/32. It seems to struggle at 1/32, but it goes down to a 1/16 of an inch. So it's very accurate with complex designs. You can see here, this is the carcass of my cabinet. Oh, Jesus Christ. We need to build everything around the box accurately in order to accurately build our cabinet. So I like to use this SketchUp app to model it first before I even get into the build, so I can create a nice accurate cut list. And then this is how I make my cut list essentially. So what I'm gonna do is, what we're gonna do first is we're going to put all the measurements down that I just measured out. So the length, the width, and the height of the full cabinet. We're gonna do that first on here. But then it's gonna start getting pretty technical because I'm gonna build a drawer slide. I'm essentially gonna build the carcass for the drawer slide, and I'm gonna have to install all the hinges that I want for everything, because my mistake last time when I was building this, my biggest mistake was the fact that I wasn't sketching my actual hardware on here. Like you can see, if I open this push out drawer out, you can see I got some hardware right here. There's certain spots in here where the hardware just got in the way, and I didn't realize it was gonna get in the way of anything. So it's important that I put the hardware down on the carcass as well. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna sketch up everything that I want, that I planned, the carcass, and then all the holes where all the hardware is gonna go. All right, this is the kind of jar I'd like to get. Stainless steel. We can take a look at the pictures of the dimensions, and it says that it is 22 inches tall, 10 inches wide. So the thing about that is I got a curve in my van. I don't know if you can see it or not. If you look at this panel, you can kind of tell that the wall of the van curves out like this. So I'm worried that 22 inches, let's say I got the container in my hand right now and I shove it in where it needs to go, I'm worried that the curve of the van is actually going to be in the way of the container. But there's nothing a tape measure can't do. We got 10 inches wide. Well, so 10 inches wide, so dang, it's actually pretty skinny. We're gonna be like this, dang. And then 22 inches is gonna land right here. But we're gonna have, we might not need a drawer. Oh no, we do need a drawer. We're gonna add our drawer height to the equation now. This is the water jug that I'm talking about filling up. It's gonna be down here like this, and then the lid's gonna be off, and then it's got this spigot right here. So the measurement from it sitting down is 12 inches already. But by looking at the photo here, we got 22 total inches of height. So I don't know how we're gonna measure this out, you know what I mean? Because half of it's 11, and then it looks like it's like a quarter of that, like a quarter half. So almost like an eighth, I think, I don't know. We'll just go with an eighth higher. So 22 inches, 8 goes into 22 how many times? Well here, okay, well let's not think about it too hard like that. It might just tell you on the dimensions here. So I'm just gonna make a wild guess and just estimate 3 inches for the spigot, right? Because my water jug is 12 inches. So if I took a photo of my water jug and put it right here, my water jug would be like this and it won't reach the spigot. My water jug needs to be lowered. And in order to lower the water jug, we just add a riser to it. All right, so here we're gonna do a quick order on this. All right, so payment successful. Now that our water tank has been purchased, we're gonna do a rough 3D model right here on the cabinet that I plan on building. All right, so this is phase 1. It'll go right here like this. Now, something that I need to do, I don't know how to do it on SketchUp, but I'm just gonna do it in person. I'm gonna have to cut a curve because of my van curve, so for now it's square, but it's not gonna be like that for long. So I'm not gonna waste time messing around with SketchUp too much. I don't have any of my hardware in here to measure out and put on here, so I'll just do that. So this is what it's gonna look like for now. This is just gonna be the carcass of it. So down here will be the pull-out drawer. Up here is gonna be the overhead pantry. And that pantry is gonna be 14 inches tall. This pantry here is 9 inches tall, so 14 inches. So I'll have a decent sized pantry. It'll be this tall. It'll be like that. So it'll be a good pantry for sure. But that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna clean the van out a little bit. The van's kind of gross right now, so I'm gonna clean it out. And then I'm just gonna call it a night. I'm gonna hit the gym nice and early. Morning. So I'm at the gym right now. This is my life right here. I'm on a bit of a time crunch today, so I'm just gonna get moving. When you're on a time crunch like this though, what you can do is you can incorporate supersets. So the best way that I like to do supersets, I like to train one muscle. So like chest for example, and then right after chest, I'm gonna go straight to shoulders, or I'm gonna go straight to biceps. Whatever I think about. I'm not gonna do my exact plan today. I'm just gonna kind of grab and go. There's nobody here right now, so I can set up some weird exercises if I want to. Just exercises that I wouldn't normally do if a gym was packed. But I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear today. I do wanna work on my barbell bench press as well. So that's really gonna be the only important thing on my list, is as long as I do good on my barbell bench press today, then that's really all that matters. For the rest of the workout, I only got an hour to work out today, which I'm not normally used to. I'm usually used to getting about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to work out. So I'm just gonna do what I can today. It'd be better than me standing around thinking about what I need to do. Yeah, that's all I filmed for the gym. I wasn't lying when I said I was on a time crunch, but what can I say? That was the workout. I just got off of work. And this right here, this is my cut list for now. no sense in making any actual pull-out drawers until my water tank comes in the mail. I would hate to model my lower drawer and the pantry just for the water tank to come in the mail and it's like a different size that it said that it was on the website. So pretty basic carcass build. Once the shelves come in, it'll get a little bit more complicated, especially the pantry. I'm pretty interested in seeing how this pantry is going to turn out. So stay tuned for part 2 when the actual water tank comes in the mail and we actually get started on our build.